Do you know that 22.7 million people live in Australia?
While the same country is also home to 200 million rabbits? That's 10 times more rabbits than humans.
These rabbits have caused such destruction in Australia
that the government has officially declared them a pest species.
Australia has made every possible attempt to get rid of them, all of which have failed. But while Australia sees rabbits as a dangerous nuisance,
China has imported more than 4 million rabbits in the last 30 years. Not for eating, but to conduct a unique experiment in the Kubuchi desert.
and the outcome of that experiment shocked the entire world. When a desert swallows green land and turns it into barren soil, the process is called desertification. China's Kubuchi Desert has been one of the biggest victims.
The satellite overlays clearly show the devastating progression of this phenomenon. The global desert expansion rate.
There was a time when the Kubuchi Desert was expanding, and it devoured everything in its path at an alarming rate.
At the rate of 500,000 acres per year. Consuming fertile land at an alarming speed. In the 1950s and 1960s, China launched multiple projects to stop this expansion. Sand control stations were built, trees were planted, creating a green barrier against the encroaching desert.
And various experiments were conducted.
But the sea of sand was out of control.
He placed dry shrubs in square patterns across hundreds of acres of desert.
And planted willow trees in between, trees whose roots can reach 300 feet underground, allowing them to survive without surface water. But willow wood is used for paper and furniture, but only if the trees survive long enough in the desert.
The problem was that strong winds in the Kubuchi Desert blew the sand around,
causing the trapped moisture to evaporate and killing young plants.
To protect the willow saplings, shrubs were placed around them as barriers.
But this approach is simply unsustainable in the long term.
People mocked Wang, saying he was crazy for planting trees in the desert.
But no one understood what he was planning. For the first 3 years, everything went smoothly.
But then a new problem appeared. The willow trees needed special maintenance.
To make them suitable for the paper and furniture industry,
the new shoots had to be trimmed quickly so the main trunk could grow thicker.
Doing this by hand in the desert was difficult and expensive. And this is where rabbits entered the story. We introduced the Rex breed.
Specifically, the Rex rabbit, a special breed with fur soft like otter skin. Used in luxury clothing, this high-end faux fur is crafted with precision. The question is, can artificial textiles redefine luxury?
But why were rabbits brought in?
because one of their simple habits changed the entire ecosystem.
Rex rabbits love eating fresh shoots of willow trees.
As they continually ate the new soft twigs, the main trunk grew thicker,
making the trees more valuable to the paper industry.
The rabbits got food, and the industry got high-quality raw material.
This was only the beginning.
Since willows have deep roots, they strengthened the sand beneath and prevented the dunes from shifting further.
and prevented it from being blown away.
Moisture stopped evaporating.
Meanwhile, the rabbits began showing their real magic.
Their droppings became natural fertilizer, an important product in China's zero-waste system. And because Rex rabbits reproduce quickly, one female produces up to 50 babies per year. Their population increased rapidly.
More rabbits meant more fertilizer, and the soil became richer.
Soon, the desert land turned into fields where organic vegetables started growing.
Another miracle. Rabbits can digest grass, but not grass seeds.
So the seeds came out in their droppings and spread naturally across the land.
The Dutch rabbits were not only maintaining the willow trees, they were planting grass as well.
Their fur was also sold at high prices. A self-sustaining cycle had begun. He hired 100 bulldozers, leveled sand dunes, filled pits, and began to reshape the desert entirely.
Local people were encouraged to raise Rex rabbits, a sustainable source of income and high-quality nutrition for the village.
And the government helped distribute millions of them.
Every household became a small farm.
For 10 years, the project continued, and the entire region transformed.
Where once there was only sand, now there was greenery.
The Kubuchi Desert covers 18,600 square kilometers.
According to a UN report, 33%, or about 6,250 square kilometers,
has now turned green.
This was over 30 years of effort.
Because of this transformation, the Kubuchi Desert, once called the Sea of Death, has become a sea of life.
People's lives changed too.
The Chinese government invested 3 billion yuan in this massive infrastructure project, transforming the desert landscape.
About 400 million USD into creating new villages and jobs.
Today, millions of acres of desert provide employment.
Over 2,000 farms are running, and their operations span across the entire region, employing a large workforce.
And 3 million Rex rabbits are sold every year.
A typical farmer now earns around 9,600 USD per year, which is allowing him to build this new home and upgrade his lifestyle.
Becoming wealthy in a place people once abandoned.
Journalists visiting in 2017 found the region 10 times greener.
But one question remains.
If rabbits can turn deserts green, Why are they so dangerous in Australia?
Because before 1859, Australia had no rabbits. A British settler released just 24 rabbits for hunting.
And within 70 years, their population exploded uncontrollably.
In Australia, jackrabbits live freely in their natural habitat. But in China, they are kept in a controlled environment and used only in ways that benefit the ecosystem.
That is why rabbits are a curse in Australia, but a blessing in China.
The story doesn't end here. The world's largest solar power image, called the Jumna Solar Power Plant,
was also built in the Kubuchi Desert.
Spread over 6,000 acres, it contains 5 million solar panels, generating enough clean energy for the region.
Forming the shape of a running horse when seen from space.
By 2022, it had generated 2.3 billion kilowatt hours of energy,
saving 7,600 tons of coal and reducing 1.8 million tons of CO2 emissions.
But this solar plant doesn't just produce electricity, it also fights desertification.
Because sunlight doesn't reach the ground under the panels, evaporation decreases,
allowing grass to grow.
To maintain this grass, Rex rabbits are also kept under the solar panels.
They eat the grass. Their droppings help new seeds grow.
And the panels reduce wind speed by 50%, preventing sand displacement.
Bit by bit, barren land becomes fertile again.
Today in the Kubuchi Desert, sheep, goats, ducks, and rabbits all live together. Grass grows under solar panels, and willow forests stand nearby. Nobody could have imagined that the Sea of Death would one day become the Sea of Life.
And it all began with the right use of a small rabbit.
Researchers around the world call this model an eco-economic revolution.
About 50% of the world is desert, and 40% is battling desertification.
Countries in Europe and America are now trying to learn from China's success.
The message of the Kubuchi Desert is clear, that with dedication and innovation,
when humans and nature work together, even a desert can become a garden of life.